Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is HMG Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is me, Hashim Min Garrett. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. The first thing I need to do is I need to cut that sound. Go. Here we go. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm calm now. I just want to tell you, man, I love you. This is a wonderful day. It's Sunday. What are we going to talk about today, right? We're going to talk about money. Follow me on Instagram, Hashim_Garrett. Follow me on my website, HashimGarrett.com. You can email me, HashimGarrett@gmail. I'm everywhere at Hashim Garrett, right? But you are here with the HMG experience. And today I want to talk to you about money. Money, man. Some people do some terrible things for money, just in the pursuit of it. You know, we live in a very microwave society. We want everything fast. So we go to a website, and that website that got that little load in that circle, we are out of here. We need it fast. You know, we don't waste no time. We want the high speed internet. We need the download, stream. Everything has to get to us fast. And because we want everything fast, we even want to go from zero to a millionaire overnight. We want those overnight success. I mean, people want to become rich so bad. We got clout chasers, man. They're doing a whole bunch of things. They want to walk on the side of a building and film it, and they want to do all kind of crazy stuff. We talking, how can I be a YouTube sensation and get subscribers? How do I go from zero to a million? You go to YouTube. You want to start a YouTube channel, just promote, talking about how can you get 1 million subscribers? I mean, that right there. People all want to know, how do I get rich quick? How do I get rich quick? So today the message is, listen, if you have your health, you're rich. Because I have met some rich people financially. They were rich, but they were dying. And people fighting over the money, but nobody cares now. If you have your health, you are rich. You are alive, you are rich. But I have to emphasize this again. If you are healthy, you are rich. That's number one. So today we're just going to talk about economics, right? There's so many people now who are diving into the stock market, right? And you got the day traders. Hey, I throw my right hand up. I was guilty of it years ago. I was day trading. I wake up in the morning. I want to know, what's the pre-market, and I'm jumping on there before 9 a.m. and I'm investing and moving money around. Oh, there's an IPO out there. But then I'm reading these books and I'm learning about Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett, he's for the long haul. He's not day trading. One of the richest men in the world. He buys Coca-Cola and he just holds on to it. He buys this and he just holds on to it. So if you want to get into the stock market, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I would just tell you, think about the long game. If you want to invest a little bit of money in cryptocurrency, well, first rule of thumb is don't invest what you can't afford to lose. It is a gamble. Just make sure you remember that. Do not invest what you cannot afford to lose. So don't play around with the rent money. Don't play around with the car note money. Don't play around with the light bill money. Don't play around. So you want to make sure if you got some discretionary income that you don't mind, it tanking, then go ahead. I mean, listen, you invest some of those coins and you put it to the side, you may actually hit it big, but you got the long haul. And I know there's stories. There are always those anomalies, right? We hear about them. Oh, this guy, he made it and that person made it. Yeah, but for every person that does, you're going to always find those who went broke. And so today, the concept about accumulating wealth, and we talk about this generational wealth. Everybody's, that's the new phrase, generational wealth, generational wealth. Yeah, I get it. Generational wealth is important. I know a lot of us don't come from it. I got it. But make sure you don't forget, you are healthy. You are alive. I know what you want to leave for those who are going to come after you when you die. I get that part. But just remember, you are alive today. You are healthy. You're rich. Let's start there. Remember that you have to crawl before you walk. There are a million ways to make money out here. A million ways. But remember, if you don't have the concept of how to hold on to money, remember, easy come, easy go. If you don't understand how to become frugal, if you don't understand that you can't keep up with the Joneses, because we all talk about reparations, right? In certain communities, we talk about, we need to get a lot of money. Listen, if the government gave you $1 million today, the reality is you'd give the money right back to the government within a year or so. Look at all of the pandemic money. Everybody was getting all of this money and the stimulus checks, and they was doing all of these kind of things, the PPP loans and everything. Easy come, easy go. Go through the mall and people buying $1,500, sneakers that cost $1,500, and girls was buying bags that cost $10,000, and easy come, easy go. Just because you get it doesn't mean you're going to know how to keep it. You have to become financially responsible. And I know a lot of people, we talk about crypto. Most of us have no idea what crypto means. We throw out, words like, oh, it's decentralized and it's peer-to-peer and it's blockchain and it's fungibility. Can you explain that to me? Well, I just know the government is not involved. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You want to invest in somebody. Here's a piece of advice. Why not go back to school? The same time that it takes for you to be looking on these platforms about how to, move this money from that account and move this money over, and it's going up and it's going down. That same amount of time you could have taken your butt back to school and learned a trade. How about that? Learn a skill. No, you don't have to go to college for 4 years and 8 years and 12 years. Go to school for 2 years. You learn about a particular market. Maybe you say, you know what, I'm 18 years old. I got a driver's license, 19, 21 years old. I got a driver's license. How about you just get a skill and get a CDL license? I mean, it takes you, 4 or 5 months. It costs you about $4,000, $5,000. You get a CDL license. You learn how to drive a truck. Next thing you know, you learn about logistics and dispatching, and you all got your own little market. Maybe you go back to school and learn something about electrical work, and you become an electrician and you become a plumber for 2 years. You get an apprenticeship. You got to crawl before you walk. It's the milestones. Listen, everybody's like, oh, yeah, I want to get online. I want to get a YouTube channel. Yeah, it takes time. You just because you create a YouTube channel doesn't mean you're going to become an overnight success. Yeah, I start a podcast. I don't expect for me to start this podcast today and become world renowned. Everybody knows. No, it takes time, and enjoy the process. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Don't just focus on the end result. Enjoy it every day of it. And so this is the conversation. It's about understanding it does take time. Steve Jobs, we always talk about these overnight success. Here's a quote from Steve Jobs. If you're not familiar with Steve Jobs, he says, if you really look closely, most overnight success take a long time. It takes a long time. So understand the industry. You want to become an entertainer. You want to be a rapper. You want to get involved. Well, understand the back end of it. Understand about the paperwork and the contracts. And so this is the component of it. You have to learn. You've got to do your homework and just understand it takes time. I've got to repeat it, and I'll say it again. If you've got your health, you're rich. I'll say that again. And in the meantime, while you're trying to figure out how to invest in this, or you want to flip houses or whatever it is, this overnight scheme that we up there pondering, remember, establish good credit, pay your bills on time. All right. So these are core. Establish good credit, learn a skill. And most importantly, one of the things I tell anybody, don't quit your day job. But some of you got to get a job. So I can't even tell you don't quit a job because you're sitting at home living off of this girl. You're living off of your lady, she's living off of you like somebody. Listen, go get a job. Look, and maybe today you start out slow. I don't know. If you're a teenager, you start out and it's the fast food industry. Retail, customer service. Just realize that you could start out working at a Domino's and be, you can be the pizza delivery boy or girl. And next thing you know, you work your way up. Like, have a plan. Have a plan. You say, all right, well, I know teachers don't make a lot of money. Well, work your way up. Go from teacher to administrator. Take that skill and monetize it. But again, don't quit your day job. It takes time. And in the whole process, remember, if you're healthy, you're wealthy. This is the core. And so I just want to make sure that we're not out here chasing money. Chase your dreams. And a lot of people say, I don't want to work for anybody. Listen, I've been a CEO for 20 years. Even as a CEO, I work for people. I work with people. Every person who gives me a contract and says, hey, Mr. Garrett, I want you're going to come to my school and this is the service that you offer. And I said, yep, this is what I offer. And we work together. But guess what? When I get inside of his building, guess what? I'm working for him. When this independent contractor comes to my house and he wants to do the work, when he's working for me and I give him the check, he is working for me. Yes, he is an independent contractor, but he works for me. So I need you to get that out of your head. You don't work for anybody. Yes, you do. When they going to give you that check, you working for them. Floyd Mayweather, he goes into the boxing ring. Listen, he's working for somebody. Somebody's got to write them a check, right? So I just want to make sure you understand that. And that's okay. So it's about humility. Yes. You can accomplish what you want to accomplish. Yes, it's going to take time, but make sure that you remember, if you do not have financial intelligence and responsibility, it will go easily. Make sure you know how to hold on to your money. And so it's about learning how to be frugal. It's about learning how to say no to certain things. Listen, even the money that you make right now, the money that you're making right now, figure out, where's all of this money going? Maybe you're in debt. You know, right now I don't have a car note. So when my money comes in, what I'm doing is I'm paying rent. I'm paying my mortgage. You know, I pay my mortgage and pay car insurance. You know, and this is the money that's coming in that I have to pay. I got a car, I have to pay car insurance. Car note is not something I have to do. You know, I don't have to get into debt where I walk into the showroom and the car costs me $50,000 or $60,000 or $20,000, but after the interest, they done hit me with about another $20,000. So you have to think about that. So don't get into debt. If you can't afford it, then don't buy it. But if you realize that you're doing this to establish your credit, then that makes sense. But remember that debt to income ratio. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, then you've got to do your homework. So again, we have the money that comes in, but we have to just make sure that we're not living above our means. Just because you can buy it doesn't mean you should buy it. And so again, I just want to make sure I'm really stressing to you, establish that credit, but really look at where your money is going. So you make a certain amount of money every month. Those are the basic that you have to pay. You have to pay for some place to stay. You have a phone, you have to pay for that. You have a car, you have to pay for car insurance. Yes, you need food and the lights. These are the things we need. But do we need to constantly run out and buy a new pair of sneakers? Or do we need to buy another suit? Do we need to buy more clothes? Because we live in a consumer-based society. We're just constantly consuming. And we have so much stuff. That's why you see all of these U-Hauls and these storage facilities, because we got more stuff that we can keep. And so that's part of what we need to realize, is that we are consuming way too much. So stop. And so that's the conversation, just about money. Right? A lot of us are not going to work at a job for 40 years and collect a pension. That's not the reality for the large percentage of us. And so it starts with, do you want to invest your money? Okay. Find something that you want to invest in and do the long game. If you want to do the day trading, I want to make sure I stress this to you. Just make sure you understand that market is very volatile and it fluctuates. So you can see your money in it a day. And yes, it could shoot up like GameStop, that the stock that went up. Yeah, it'll go. Don't get me wrong. But you also realize there runs a chance that it can crash. So yeah, we're living in a bull market right now, but get ready for the bear market. Bull market goes up and the bear market comes down. So just remember, don't invest what you cannot afford to lose. Get off your butt and go to school. Ooh, that rhymed. You cannot invest what you afford to lose and get off your butt and go to school. Master something. Get a skill. It's imperative. Don't quit your day job. Start the podcast. Create your YouTube channel. Get the multiple streams of income. I get it. I get the generational wealth. You can accomplish all of it, but it takes time. So listen, this was HMG Podcast. I'm not going to hold you any longer. You can do it. Remember, don't try to compare yourself to the neighbor. What they got is good for them. But again, this is HMG Podcast. This is Hashem Min Garrett. I love you. Remember, whatever is rare or unique has enormous value, and it is the same with you. You are special. I thank you for tuning in. Tell a friend, tell a family member. You guys are loved. Have a phenomenal day. Stay well and stay blessed. Peace.